Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of AFR Under the Hood. I'm your host, Stephen Tower, and tonight we will be taking History Maker Golf through the first 3 rounds of a tournament using the all-time great set. So this will be a special night where we'll get to see a lot of the great names throughout the history of golf. And the course that we will be playing on is the Champions course in Augusta, Georgia, which some people may know under a different name, but that's what it's called in the History Maker Golf lineup. Now, this is a course that comes with the box set when you first buy it. The all-time great set is a set that you need to make an additional purchase for. So tonight what we're going to be doing on the suggestion of some viewers is we're going to split this tournament up into 2 videos. So tonight what we're going to be doing is what would be the first 3 rounds of a tournament. So we're going to go from I think this set comes with about 110 golfers. We're going to go from that down and whittle it down to about 12 contending golfers. And then tomorrow night, we will pick up the action halfway through the 4th round when the lead group is making the turn and starting at hole number 10. So that should be, tonight should take about an hour, and then tomorrow night I'm anticipating it taking about an hour, and then that should make it a little bit more digestible. Not that I didn't have a lot of fun with the almost 4-hour extravaganza that I had from my first History Maker Golf video, but we'll see how this goes, and hopefully everyone enjoys. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for watching. Please feel free to leave any questions or comments in the chat window. I will check them during the show, and we'll try to answer them the best that I can. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for coming back, and I appreciate your continued support of the channel. So sit back, relax, make sure you have a collared shirt on, and let's take History Maker Golf under the hood. Alright, so we have all of our rating cards set up here, A through D minus, and what these are going to do is determine the quality of the round, or the first 3 rounds, that the golfers will play, and everyone that is an A plus, which is the star, down to an A minus will be considered contenders. The B plus and B golfers are potential contenders, and then everyone that's a B minus to a D minus will be golfers that are out of contention by the final day, and they're considered to have finished their round before the television broadcast comes on. So, but first things first, we're going to divide our stack in half, roughly in half, and this will represent first the morning group, and then the next one will be the afternoon group, and we're going to divide these down into 8 roughly equal stacks of cards. And so the rules say that it doesn't need to be exact. You can kind of eyeball it, and so some of them will be a little bit bigger than others, some will be smaller, but so no need to like count them out, but kind of eyeball it and see that everything's roughly the same size. Maybe got one that's a little bit smaller, we'll take from. Alright, so that'll be good. And now we're going to take the sheet here. So all the tournament rules are on this nice double-sided sheet, and we'll start up here on the first 2 rounds. So first, all we're doing is finding out who has made the cut and will stay in, and then who has missed the cut, and they will just go off the table for now. So we'll start with our first round. Just checking in the chat room. Welcome, Mark, and I'm glad you're wearing a collared shirt, so thank you. You can you can stick around the green area. All right, so here we go. We'll start with stack number 1. We'll roll our dice. We'll read them in ascending order. This is 26. So this says we're going to draw 4 golfers and then choose the top 2 remaining. So this will probably be almost everybody actually in this stat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, so everyone in this stack is going to make it. So we've got Ed Fergal, Nick Price, Craig Stadler, Hale Irwin, and Dale Douglas. They have all made the cut. Let's go to the next stack, 22, the top 2 golfers only. Okay, so this is where the tournament rating will come into play. So you'll see down in the bottom left-hand corner of each card, there is a number and letter grade, and the lower the number, the better. Let's see, so we're looking for just the top 2 golfers. So I see a 3A, another 3A. Oh, there's 3 3As. Okay. All right, so all these golfers will not make the cut, and when you're doing the first 2 rounds, if there is a tie, which we're looking for the top 2, but we have 3 with the same rating, they all make it. So Sam Hotch, Jimmy Demaret, and Doug Sanders all make the cut. And we will go to the 3rd stack. Welcome, Captain Carl McGill. Welcome aboard, sir. Let's see. So we go to 12 for this one. So we're going to draw 1 golfer. So Charles Sifford will make the cut. And then finally just the top remaining golfer. So let's see. Oh, it looks like the Shark, Greg Norman, is going to make the cut. And these other golfers, so we got Tom Weiskopf, Jim Firk, miss the cut. And they'll go into the stack off to the side. Now up to the 4th stack. And we got a 25, so we're going to draw 3, and then the top 2. So we got David Graham, Rajtef Goosen, and Mark O'Meara. I'll make the cut, and then the remaining golfers, the top 2. So we got Billy Casper, a 1C, and Tom Kite. Oh, no, and John Daly is not going to make the cut. No, that's that's too bad. All right, 1987 John Daly. So the all-time great set. It's some of the best golfers from the last century up to, I believe, the year 2000. And so it's carded them on their best year. So that's the 1987 John Daly, a bomber legend. Then a semi-utility, semi-workman for recovery, an icon and dynamic, but a 5A for his tournament rating. All right, so and then we've got the 72 Tom Kite and 1954 Billy Casper there. All right, down to the 4th stack here, 26. Oh, it's going to be another 6 golfers are going to make it from this one. So draw 4, Tony Lima, Jeff Sluman, Gary Middlecoff, and Lloyd Mangrum. And now there's 2 left, so everyone's going to make it from that. Bob Golby and Gabe Brewer. Okay, almost done with the morning set now. 46, so draw 1, and then the top 4 golfers. So Jay Herbert makes it. Now we're looking for the top 4 out of the remaining. Let's see. What did I say? Top 4. Okay. So, Paul Azinger does not make it. He'll miss the cut, but we got Vijay Singh, Gene Littler, Bruce Crampton, and Bruce Litsky all make the cut. Off to our 7th stack. Yes, John Daly not making the cut. The hotel bartender is disappointed. Although maybe he's not disappointed, because that means that Daly's now going to have more time to just sit around at the bar. Let's see, 24. So we're going to draw 2. Miller Barber and Raymond Floyd, and then the top 2 remaining golfers. Let's see, we got Johnny Miller. There's Ben Hogan, and that's going to do it. So Seve Ballesteros does not make it. Bobby Nichols and Johnny Palmer will miss the cut. Okay, our last group in the morning here, 14. We're going to draw 3, and then the top remaining golfer will be an outstanding golfer. And we'll talk about that in just a sec. So we're going to draw 3. We got Calvin Peete, Dutch Harrison, and Steve Stricker. And now we're looking for the top remaining golfer. Oh boy, so we're going to lose. Oh no, wow. So Payne Stewart's not going to make it. Jose Maria Olazabal will also not make it. Nick Faldo will miss the cut. Okay, so Sam Snead is going to be in his own stack. He had an outstanding first couple of rounds, and we'll show you what that means when we get to the third round. All right, so that does it for the morning group. Moving right along to the afternoon group. And if anybody's wondering, these 2 dice that I'm using tonight, these were part of the dice that we're giving out in the swag bag at the play.con. There was a green, a blue, and a purple, so I thought I would use these tonight since I just need 2 dice of no particular color. Alright, and so I made this first stack a little bit too big, so we'll just take from that. And let's see. Yeah, that'll do it. So, like I said, just eyeballing them. No need to count them out. So here we go. The first group in the afternoon. Draw 1, and then the top 4 golfers. So Lee Trevino, 1960 Lee Trevino, will make the cut. And now the top 4 remaining golfers. Hey, there's Jack the Bear. He is definitely going to make it. Let's see, top 4. Davis Love the third. And then... so Bernhard Longer is not going to make it. And we've got a 3-way tie here, so that means they're all going to make it. Curtis Strange, Jay Haas, and Hubert Green all make the cut. Longer goes off to the side. Our second group in the afternoon. Get a 45, so we're going to draw 1 and the top 4 again. So draw 1. Freddie Couples. 1980 Freddie Couples will make it. And now the top 4 golfers. Oh, there's Tiger Woods. So he will make it. Let's see. And we're going to have another tie. We got 2 with 3A, and then there's 2 with 3C. So Sergio Garcia will not make it. He's probably one of the older, or younger cards, I guess I should say. It's 96 Tiger Woods, 99 Garcia, but he will not make it. All right, so we've got Bob Rosberg, John Moffrey, Don January, Lanny Watkins, and Tiger. Okay, here we go. Moving on to the next group, 26. Oh boy, draw 4, and then the top 2 remaining. So we're having a lot of people make the cut. Ernie Els, Leonard, Frank Beard, and Fuzzy Zeller. Yeah, and then we're going to have 2 left, so everyone is going to make it. Gil Morgan and Tommy Aaron. Off to our next stack, 66. Oh, so we're just going to draw 1, and he will be an outstanding golfer. So who's going to be? Stuart Sink will be an outstanding golfer. We'll put him up here. And then the rest of this stack will not make it. So let's see. We got Byron Nelson. Oh, Colin Montgomery. Larry Nelson, Mike Suchak, and Orville Moody all missed the cut. All right, our last 4 groups here. 22, so just the top 2 golfers. Let's see, so... All right, Lefty, looks like he's going to make it. Unless we... Top 2 golfers, yeah. Oh, so he's just going to... All right, so Arnold Palmer and Phil Mickelson will make the cut. It's 1954, Arnold Palmer, and 1992, Phil. And so we're going to lose Doug Ford, Tom Lehman. Let's see. Any other big names there? No. All right. Our next group, 13, draw 2, and then choose the top remaining. So we've got Kenny Perry and David Toms making the cuts. And now just one more golfer. Corey Pavin is not going to make it. Can anyone beat a 3A? All right, so Jim Ferrier will make the cut. Corey Pavin, Andy Bean, Dave Hill, and Dave Stockton will miss the cut. Just 2 groups left here in the first 2 rounds. Oh, same thing, draw 2, and then the top remaining. So we're going to Lee Elder from 1959, and Ben Crenshaw will make the cuts. And now just the top golfer. Let's see. Oh, and I think it's going to be, Tom Watson, 1971 Tom Watson. And so I see George Archer, Julius Barris, Artwell Jr., and Al Garbringer will miss the cuts. And now our last group in the first 2 rounds, we're going to draw 3 and then the top 2 remaining. So there's Hal Sutton, Mark Calvecchia, and Ken Venturi. Oh, and everyone's going to make it. And, oh, good, Gary Player from 1953 will make the cut. Okay, let's see. Question from Ray Gossman. Well, first off, Ray, thank you for joining me, and thank you for being a member of the channel. If everyone can see in the chat room, Ray has a special icon by his name, so he is a member of the channel, and so I appreciate that. If you want information about how you can become a member, just look at this page on the YouTube gaming site, and there's a join button, and you can see what that all entails. So he's asking, do golfers of a certain era have an advantage over others? I don't think so. Other than I would probably assume that golfers from more recent years you'll see more bombers and legends, although now that I'm looking through, it looks like it's a pretty good mix. So no, there's no inherent benefit from one golfer in one era over the other, at least with this all-time great set. It looks like their cards are based on how they performed against the field from that year. So, all right, so here we go. So we've got all the players that made the cut, and then our 2 outstanding players, and they're going to actually make their own group. So again, we're going to have 8 stacks, and this is for the 3rd round. And so all these golfers will be split up into now 7 groups. And so the benefit of being an outstanding golfer in the first 2 rounds is you'll be in a much, much smaller stack, and so you'll have a better chance to make it through into the 4th round to contend, just because you won't have as many other golfers in your stack when you're drawing against them. All right, so here we go. So we're going to split these up into roughly 7 equal stacks. Okay, so all right, I think that'll do it. Maybe this one looks a little bit smaller. Okay. All right, so here we go. So now we're going to move over here to the 3rd round. And now we're going to start using these letter grades. And this is going to tell us how good they shot over the first 3 rounds. And there is a chart on the back here that will tell you, depending on what their letter grade was, what their score was for the first 3 rounds. Okay, so here we go. Our first round of golf, or first group of golfers in the 3rd round. And we roll a 45. So a draw golfer contends with an A-, and this little symbol by it means that they are going to have a tourney day either issue or perk. So what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to draw a golfer, and it's Don January, so he is going to contend with an A-, and then I'm going to put this little token on there to remind me that he gets to roll on that tourney day chart. And let's see, so now 45, and then the top golfer contends with an A, so whoever has the best rating, and it's going to be Tiger, so he's going to contend with an A, and then everyone else is going to finish with a D+. Alright, so all these guys I'll just stick under there, and what that means is they're going to be out of contention for the 4th round. So these are going to be the golfers that would go through, and their round would be finished by the time the TV coverage kicks in. And there are rules in the booklet. If you're playing through a season and you want to find out what their actual score was, you can figure it out based on what their letter grade was for the first 3 rounds and what their tournament grade is. All right, so our second stack of golfers, we get a 56. A draw. Okay, so the first golfer is going to contend with an A minus, and it's Gil Morgan, and everyone else finishes with a D. So let's see what big names. Oh no, Arnold Palmer, Phil Mickelson are not going to be joining us tomorrow night. So they finish with a D. Okay, next group. 36, top golfer contends with an A minus. Okay. So let's see. Whoop. So the top golfer, looks like we got Gary Player. Anyone else? Oh, no, sorry. Tom Watson is a 1B, so he just... All right, so let's see. Top golfer contends with an A minus. The low golfer finishes with a D minus. Let's see. So that's Ken Venturi and Ed Fergal. So they finish with the worst possible score. And then the other golfers are going to finish with a C minus. Let's see, who was in there? Mick Price, Mark Calvecchia, and Hal Sutton. And Gary Player. Darn. All right. Oh, did I say it's C minus? Yeah. All right. So with an all-time great set, you're going to have a lot of big names that are not going to make the cut, unfortunately. Our next stack, 35. Let's see. The top golfer at the top of the deck here is going to contend with an A, Lee Elder. And let's see. The top golfer contends with an A minus. Let's see, right now that's Hal Irwin. Anyone else? Oh, no, and Ben Crenshaw. Okay, so we're going to have to roll our decider die. Let's see, where are we at? 35. Okay, so we'll roll to see if they do get that contention with the A minus. Otherwise, they will contend with a B plus. All right, so Hal Irwin will contend with an A minus, and Crenshaw will as well. Okay, so they're both in here in an A minus, and then these other golfers are going to contend with a B. All right, so what that means is those golfers have a chance to be an emerging contender late in the fourth round. There'll be a roll that will happen at the 15th hole. And there's a chance golfers that finish with a B plus or a B will suddenly emerge from the pack and out of nowhere make a big run, and the TV coverage will start following them through their last 3 holes. And so any of the golfers that, whether B minus or B plus or B, will have a chance to do that. All right, so next stack of golfers, 46. Draw golfer contends with an A minus. So that's Bob Golby. Low golfer finishes with a D minus. And everyone else is going to finish with a C minus. So we got a 4B. Is that the lowest one? Greg Norman's not going to make it. Oh, no, there's Charlie Shefford. All right, so he's going to finish with a D minus, and then everyone else finishes. Oh, that's too bad. So Greg Norman and Billy Casper, 2 big names there that will not be joining us. Curtis Strange and Davis Love III also missing the cut. Okay, our next group here, 35. So, draw golfer contends with an A, Kerry Middlecoff. From all the way back in 1947. Let's see, and then the top golfer is going to contend with an A minus. And, that's going to be Jack. So Jack Nicklaus beats out Trevino, Kite, Lloyd Mangrum from 1929. So, what did I say? He contends with an A minus, but the others are going to contend with a B, so chance that we will see some of those golfers again tomorrow night. Okay, our second to last stack, 12. Top golfer contends with an A plus, and others finish with a B minus. Okay, so let's see. We got a couple 2As. Can anyone beat that? Oh, VJ Singh's not gonna make it. All right, so all these guys are gonna finish with a B minus, and now we're gonna see. Does Hogan make it? Yeah, and Floyd. Okay, so they're both gonna make it. Contending with an A plus. Oh wow. Okay. So they're gonna be our course leaders when we start the 4th round. Well, potentially. All right. So now we got our final stack here. The 2 outstanding golfers. Let's see. Roll a 15. All right. So Sam Snead is going to contend with an A, and he's also going to get to roll on the tourney day chart. And then the remaining top golfer contends with an A minus. So there you go. So that's the benefit of being in that outstanding group. So Stuart Sink is a 4B. So if he was in any other stack, there would have been another, another golfer in there that would have beat him out. But because he had an outstanding first 2 rounds, it helped him in the 3rd. All right, so there we go. So here is our golfers that will be featured in tomorrow night's telecast. So we'll go to our tourney day issues here. So we've got just 2 that we're going to roll for. And first we will see what the pairings will be. And then I'll write in their scores, and we'll be all done with the first 3 rounds. All right, so what you're going to do here, the scoring key for the contending golfers, we're going to look at their score. So first we'll do Hogan and Floyd. They both finished with an A+. The winning score here at Augusta is over 277 for the winning final. So we're going to roll a decider die for each of them. If we get a dot, their 3-round total will be 209, and if it's a blank, it'll be 210. So Ben Hogan finished with a 210, and Floyd is going to be our leader at 209. All right, so Floyd in first place, and his 3-round total is 209, and then Ben Hogan is going to be in second place with a 210, and he'll be 1 stroke back, and that is going to be our featured pairing. Let's see, how many did we finish with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I finished with 14. So, unfortunately, that means that a couple guys are going to have to miss the... they're not going to be featured. And we're going to move them back to a B+. Oh, boy, let's see. Well, I can't take Jack out. Well, I get the way it says to do this is to give him a... to have him roll off. So, let's see, Gil Morgan, Watson, Irwin. All right, so Irwin's out. He'll go into the B+ stack. Crenshaw, Golby, Jack. Oh, so I guess it's going to be... and Sink. All right, so who's got the worst... the worst score here? All right, yeah, so we'll say that Sink is our other one. Okay, so there we go. So now we'll have 12 total. Okay, so Floyd and Hogan will be our 6 pairing. And now we've got our 4 golfers here with the A rating. So they'll either have a 211 or a 212. So Sam Snead will be a 212. Woods is a 211. Elder, 212. And Middlecoff will be a 211. All right, so Woods and Middlecoff will be our 5th pairing. And they will be tied for 3rd. 211, so there'll be 2 strokes off the lead. And then Snead and Elder will be our 4th pairing. And let's see, so they'll be tied for 5th. So we'll have Snead and Elder at 212, so they will be 3 strokes back. And now we're going to roll for Sam Snead's tourney day issue. So now I will switch to my black and white dice. So the black die will tell us which column we're looking at. The white die will be which number issue. Oh, and we get a 6-6. Let's see. So Snead is going to gain extra control. All right, so that's nice. And so what that means is when he is rolling on a hole, when you roll all 4 dice, the white die tells you if the golfer controls or the hole controls, and so Snead will always control anytime it rolls a 4, regardless if the number is listed here on the golf card or on the course card. So that's a cool thing to have, and it's also, it might potentially be till further notice. And it's not. Okay. All right. So there's Snead and Elder. Our next pairing. So we're going to find out. So the A- guys are going to have a 213 or a 214. So let's see. So we got Don January. He'll be in the 214. Morgan's in the 14. Watson in the 13. Crenshaw in the 14. Colby and Jack. Oh, so Watson's going to be all by himself in 7th with 213. So he'll be 4 strokes off the lead, and we'll pair him up with Nicklaus. So we'll have Watson and Nicklaus as our 3rd pairing. And then I guess we'll just go here. We'll have Crenshaw and Golby as our 2nd pairing, and they're going to be, so everyone else here is going to be tied for 8th place. So Golby, the 214, so they'll all be 5 strokes back. Crenshaw, Morgan. Oh, I forgot to write Nicklaus. Well, I'll read them up here. Let's see. Since they're all okay, and then January. So all those golfers will be at 214, 5 strokes back. And so January, Don January and Morgan, they will be our first golfers teeing off tomorrow. And we're going to roll on the tourney day chart for Don January, see what happens with him. Let's see, sponsor. Oh, he's going to gain the lucky quality. All right. I actually got out a little token just in case. So this little pot of gold will be, we'll keep that on him to remind me that he's lucky. And what lucky means is that he will always have at least 1 blue chip on his card. So, so when he starts a hole, if he's spent all of his blue chips, he will get one before he tees off on that hole. So that's pretty big. So there you go. So there is our pairings for tomorrow. So what's going to happen? I'm off camera. I'm gonna play out all of these until Floyd and Hogan finish out number 9. So we're gonna pick up the action with January and Morgan teeing off on number 14, and then we'll go from there. And so I'll give you a just a little rundown of what has happened, anything exciting that happened during those first few holes, and then we'll pick up the action from there, and we'll see what happens. So, like I said, tomorrow, same bat time tomorrow, 8:30, and should take probably about an hour. So, we'll see what happens and see who is going to be crowned the all-time great champion at the Champions Course. So, appreciate you guys tuning in. This is going to be a really exciting set to play through. A lot of really great names, and I'm definitely excited that Jack made the cut, and Tiger. So that'll be fun to see if they're battling out at the end there. So there we go. That is all for now. Let's see, how long did that take us? Oh, that only took like about 30, just a little under 40 minutes, and that was with me talking a lot. So there you can see, setting up the first 3 rounds of this is a fairly quick operation, but it works out really well. You go from that stack of over 100 cards, and you very quickly narrow it down to your contenders. So let's see. Oh, I see. All of the channel members are on tonight. So Bob is here, and the Laced Tigers are Tigers 1 is here. So thank you to all the members that have joined. I really appreciate that. Again, if anybody is interested in learning about the membership, you just have to visit this channel just go to YouTube. I think it's youtubegaming.com or YouTube/gaming, and look for the channel on there, and there will be a little join button, and it's got like 2 coins, and you click on that, and it'll bring up a prompt on how you can join and become a member. So all right, guys, that is going to be all for now. I will see you guys tomorrow night, and we'll be at the 14th hole with our first group at the Champions Course in Augusta, Georgia, and see who will be the all-time great champion, who will be crowned. So if you guys want to leave a message and take a guess on who will who will be the winner, that'll be kind of exciting. But otherwise, until then, get out there, have fun, play games, and I will see you after further review. Have a good night, guys.